There's the microphone.
There's the mic, yep.
All right. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am Moletrap. Yes, I am back.
He's back.
Feels so good to be in this chair again, man.
Well, it feels good to
Looking
have
at
you
this
next to
fuzzy
me,
monitor.
man.
Sitting here with Wolf. This is going to be awesome. And this is just, I'm so glad to be back.
Well, today's a good day
Today
to be
is
back.
a good day to be back, too, man.
We've got Sweden versus Korea.
Sweden versus Korea today.
Every single match today, we've got a Swedish player versus a Korean player. And first up, it's going to be Jinro versus Lucky. And I got to say, Foreigner's definitely not the favorites today, by any means.
No, I would say not. I would say not. Generally, foreigners coming in here are not the favorites, although I think, Phoenix yesterday, he got unlucky and he had to face freaking Tassadar.
Yeah,
man.
Tassadar is quite a challenge.
Silver medalist, really, really strong player. Has been around for a while. Phoenix comes in, he's got his one shot and he has to play Tassadar.
He's only been there for 2 days.
Exactly. Yeah. He hasn't been here for very long. I think today, what, I've been thinking about it. I don't think there has ever been a foreign player that got seeded in that actually made it to the round of 16 of Code A.
I can't think of a time that's...
I don't think anyone has.
Sheth won.
Oh, did he win one match?
Yeah, Sheth won his first game, but otherwise he beat Son, and I don't remember any other time that's happened.
That's right. I forgot about Sheth.
Yeah.
But before that, I don't think anyone had... Huck and Jinro, they were in the open seasons before that, so they were in already. They weren't one of the people that got seeded into Code A through another tournament or something along those lines. So, all right, well, who will be the second person to get in the round 16 of Code A as a foreigner? I think it's going to happen today, man. I got a feeling. Even though they're not the favorites, we have some of the strongest players in Europe here today. They are going to be able to put up a really good fight, and you know what? It's that in combination with not the most well-known Koreans either. Lucky, he's been around a little bit. He's played a little GSTL, but anyway, let's go ahead and check out the brackets for today. Oh, I'm sorry. These are the full Code A brackets. We've got Fruit Dealer and Ganji coming out on top already. SC and Tasia, Dongregu, JYP. So today's going to determine the last part of this part of the bracket.
Sase versus Sniper, of course, in one of those matches there. Well, I didn't get to read all of them, but that's okay. You guys can see parts of the bracket that are down here. Yoda and Tassadar. Jokshi, we're going to find out who his opponent's going to be. It's going to be either Jinro or Lucky. And of course, on the other side, we've got Lenok versus Maka, and Marinking will be facing either Thorzane or Yu-Gi-Oh! To finish up those parts of the bracket. Yep. So here's today's matches. Jinro versus Lucky, Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus Thorzane, Sase versus Sniper, and Czech versus Naniwa. And to be honest, Sweden versus Korea is, I think, the best way to put it, man.
Yeah, it really is Sweden versus Korea. Of course, Jinro, Thorzane, Sase, and Naniwa all being very strong Swedish players.
Yeah.
And, but like I was saying, Lucky, he's been around a little bit. Sniper, though, he's never been in any GSL.
Yeah.
He hasn't even played a GSTL game or anything like that. So, he's kind of a unknown player. So, it's players like that don't have much stage experience. Sase has more experience on stage, basically, in high-pressure situations than Sniper does.
That's very true.
He's actually got a little bit of advantage going into this.
I think Sase may be the one to do it today, if it's going to be any of them. I think Jinro is going to have a hard time. He's been interviewed recently, so he's feeling kind of sick.
Yeah, I talked to him before the match, man. I was like, how you doing? He's like, oh, really bad. He's had to blow his nose while he was getting his makeup done and stuff. He's not feeling well.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if Jinro didn't make it, but he's going to try his best, and he is our first player. There he is.
There he is. Yeah, you can kind of see he's looking not in the best form right now, but, he is a strong player. I really hope that he's able to kind of get past the fact that he is sick and kind of put some effort into it, because I think he's a kind of a player, and I don't actually, I don't know him too well. I'm just guessing here, so I don't want to, be slanderous or anything, but I feel like he's the kind of player who does really well when his mind's into it. When he's confident, he does really well. And when he's not confident, he doesn't do very well.
That's actually really true. Results have shown that. And it's very difficult to try to play when you're not feeling up to it. And Jinro has said several times in interviews before this and also today in the studio that he doesn't feel well. He's been traveling a lot. He just got back from the CPL.
Yeah.
Now here is Lucky, actually my teammate. I've seen him play a ton of ZVT, and it's in fact his best matchup. He's really good at it, and Jinro's going to have his work cut out for him playing against this guy. Now, obviously, this is his first time playing in Code A made it through the preliminary rounds for the first time just this past week.
Yeah, Lucky, he actually, you know, he hasn't had too much experience either. He had like a few random losses in team leagues before, but recently, actually last week in the Korean Weekly iCup tournament, he actually did pretty well, and he ended up beating Tasia, who is a really good Terran player. So even though Lucky hasn't put many results on the board, I think that win alone, beating Tasia in a best of 3, is actually a really strong indicator of how he's playing right now. So Jinro is definitely going to have his work cut out for him. There they are, virtually facing off across the stage. Belshir Beach, Dual Sight, and Crossfire are going to be our maps today.
Yeah, Belshir Beach, a very difficult map for Terrans to win in this matchup. Many Terrans consider it almost impossible because of the way the map's laid out. There's so many counterattack patterns. But on the other hand, Crossfire is a map that a lot of Zergs struggle with, so a very evenly distributed pool. And Dual Sight, of course, a very balanced and even map. Jinro eliminating Daybreak, not surprising. It's a very new map. He's been traveling. He hasn't had a lot of time to practice on it.
Exactly.
And Lucky eliminating Zelnaga Fortress. So...
yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this match, though. I think it's going to be very interesting. We are getting the game underway. We're going to get into it very, very soon.
Yeah, the map's loading.
Yeah, man, I really hope... yeah, you were mentioning how they, like, just came from China. They actually, their plane, a bunch of the guys, their plane was delayed. I'll talk about that more in a second. All right, here we go. Game 1 of this day of the Code A round of 32, spawning in the bottom right-ish area of the map. Belshir Beach is our first player from Sweden. Former semifinals of the GSL.
Liquid Jinro.
Liquid Jinro.
A lot of foreign fans to see him here today.
Yes, indeed. There's the man himself. And here, spawning opposite him, on the opposite side of the map, is our Zerg player.
FXO Lucky.
FXO Lucky. Is he going to be lucky today?
Well, he's pretty lucky spawning on Belshir Beach for the first map.
That's right. Anyway, what was... oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, the only reason I say that, I'm not trying to say the map is imbalanced. It's just that historically on this map, Terrans have had a hard time. There's a lot of counterattack paths, and the map was changed fairly recently to try to balance that out, and it was made a lot better. There were less attack waves into the natural, but still it's very difficult for a Terran to take a third against a very harassment-oriented Zerg, which is a good style. But anyway, tell your story, because I know what you're going to say, and I want you to say it.
That's okay. Yeah, no, but real quick, just to add on to that, yeah, for those of you that don't know about this map, there's just a lot of different entrances, and that really lends itself well to the standard play style of Zerg. Zergs can do really well when they counterattack Terrans, like when the Terran moves out and they run a bunch of Zerglings in the back, that kind of thing. And it's easier to do on the architecture of this map. But yeah, what I was going to say is a few of the guys today, I think all of them, maybe just a few of them, I'm not sure, were in China for that CPL tournament, and they got to the airport at 6 a.m. yesterday for a 9 a.m. flight, and their flight was delayed by like 12 hours or 14 hours, something like that. So they ended up being in the airport from 6 a.m. till like 9 or 10 p.m. and then flew to Korea and then like crashed at the GOM house. So they did not have all day yesterday to like practice or anything like that. So that's kind of going against them as well. And Lucky, by the way, going for a pool after his hatchery there. I think it was after.
Yeah.
And Jinro's finally going to go in there and scout. He's got his wall off, so he's secure against anything that Lucky might try, although he's not going to try anything right now.
Yeah. Jinro just wants to check and see if he's making sure it's a hatchery first. Pretty common to see hatch first on this map. Just wants to check and be absolutely sure. And he also wants to see if the gas has been taken quickly or not.
I guess it was the day before yesterday that they named him, wasn't it? Maybe
it was 2 days ago.
Sorry about that.
That's alright. So Jinro is going to make a factory immediately here. He's got his depots positioned in such a way that he can't make a reactor there. He's going to have to move his barracks all the way back into his main to make the reactor. He's going to have to do a switch, so not a very common wall off by Jinro.
That's interesting. Maybe he was worried about, because he didn't scout until a little bit later, so he might have wanted to set that wall up in case he needed to get it down really quick.
Well, he's just going to be doing Reactor Hellions, a pretty common opener on this map. Usually on this map, you either see 2 barracks or you see Reactor Hellions. Reactor Hellions are very important to use on this map because you can control the watchtowers, which is so important. You have to be able to know where the Zerg is at all times on this map. You have to be able to check the extra bases. You have to be able to know if he's moving out with Lings. And Lucky, preemptively making a Spine Crawler. He actually hasn't been able to see that there is going to be Reactor Hellions, but it's a smart choice to make that spine because no matter what's coming, you can use that later.
Yeah. I feel like Terrans are doing... I mean, Terrans in general are doing more Hellion play lately anyway, so that's why it's become like... You didn't used to see Zergs always put down a spine crawler, but you usually see Zergs like almost automatically put one down these days just because it's so smart with the propensity of Terrans to go to Hellions or...
Yeah, and you can always move them around. You can use them in all sorts of later situations.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Blue Flame Hellions right now are the trend. I mean, it is becoming basically used in every matchup. It hasn't been used in TVP that much, but it's going to be used more, I think, in that matchup soon as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they're starting to be really popular in TVZ and TVT. I don't think I've seen a Terran versus Terran where they didn't get Blue Flame Hellions in the first, like, 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it's just so uncommon. The Hellions have been spotted by Overlords on the watchtowers, so Lucky now knows he's already added an Evolution Chamber to help wall up. He's positioned his Queens to block the Hellions.
Nice defense.
Completely prepared. Blue Flame is being researched. No shocker there.
Whoa.
And the starport going down, so we may see some of that Slayers style aggression. We keep calling it that. It's because the Slayers players, the first ones really do it televised.
Yeah.
Where you drop Marines and use the Hellions to buffer, do a little annoying drop on the edge of the base. It's a very easy place to do that on this map right behind the gold, so I think that's probably what we're going to see.
Yeah, now Lucky, he has been on one gas until just recently, just trying to really get his drones up. He's got a few Zerglings around. He's just getting enough gas in there to, you know, like get his speed upgrade. I don't think he started a lair yet. Just pumping out tons of drones. He just got his second gas though, so he's going to start teching up a little bit more, and there is in fact an armor upgrade, or carapace upgrade for him.
He's making a macro hatchery as well here. Pretty smart because on this map the third base is somewhat far away. His creep's not going to be connected for a while since he spread it in the other direction, and I think that it's a pretty smart move to get that macro hatchery. A lot of Zergs have started doing this because it's really safe. You can get extra drones there. You don't need the third base saturation just yet because you're not quite fully saturated. He's almost fully saturated on both of his bases.
Yeah.
And it's like 2 more barracks being added here for Jinro, so he's probably going to go into Marine Tank after he puts on this Hellion aggression. And he is doing that drop we were talking about. He's sending out 4 Hellions. They do have Blue Flame, and he's going to do an 8 Marine drop into the main.
Nice. Yeah, Lucky, you know, this is it's a build that if defended correctly does nothing, and if defended incorrectly, you die to it.
Yeah.
You know?
And
he does actually have a lot of Queens.
Yeah, he's so ready for this. He's got a spine and
he's
3
really
queens.
ready for this. If he can pick off the medevac, that'd be huge. It's going to be really hard, and Jinro wisely is going to turn away and try and attack a different location. He can't break in that spot.
That's very difficult. And
ooh, actually he's going to load up the Hellions and try and drop him in the back.
He spread his creep all the way over there. He knows what Jinro is going to do before it even happens. He sees the dropship. His Queens are already ready. They're heading over there.
Oh, no. Queens attacking that medevac, and everything gets out alive, though.
Got to be very careful. If you lose that medevac, this entire attack stops because you no longer have vision on the high ground. You can't leapfrog anything up and down.
Yeah, and at the very least, he wants to keep up. Even though I don't think he's going to go in for like an attack right now, he's too defended. Jinro still wants to keep that pressure on while he gets his macro going, while he gets his tech up, secures his second base,
exactly. And like he had made a round of Zerglings, but now he's got 8 drones in production, just trying to drone up. He wants to take a third base soon, but he's getting his Spire first. He wants to control the map with that. And on this map, oftentimes Terran players try to make it their goal to take the gold base and expand towards their opponents so they can put aggression on as they defend. Hellions continuing to move around the map, picking off Zerglings, looking for units, wants to keep checking that third base location. He has a Hellion over there, spotting for it.
The old Viking medevac combo on that reactor starport. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good to get that Viking out, clear out those pesky overlords from the towers and such.
Yeah, there's usually 2 overlords in the middle of the map on this map all the time, and you're going to lose this Hellion, unfortunately.
There's the Hellion. Down goes the Zergling.
He knows the overlords are at those towers as well because he has the watchtowers. You can see them, and there he goes. Going to get those. He will kill both of them, and in fact, Lucky is going to be supply blocked.
Yeah, Lucky is starting to get some Mutalisks out, though. Actually, he's currently making a Mutalisk. Oh, no, there goes another one.
Now he's making 9.
I guess he didn't save up the gas for it. But he has researched speed for his Banelings and Burrow, so it looks like we're probably going to be seeing a pretty normal kind of Speedling, Baneling, Mutalisk play.
Yeah, and a lot of Zergs have gotten into the habit of using those Banelings and Mutalisks in combination trying to burrow banelings and bait the Marines into the banelings. That's becoming really common now. I really like that.
The Mutalisks are all, oh, we're just poor defenseless Mutalisks. Run away from the Marines. And the banelings are all, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, that's how it works, man.
That's what they do. That's how banelings laugh.
They do. They laugh like that.
They laugh like Jon Stewart's impersonation of George Bush.
Oh, you can imagine that, man. They kind of sound like that when they hatch. I'm like not actually joking.
Do they really?
Yeah, they kind of sound like that.
I'll have to listen for. I thought it was more like a squealing sound.
I'm just messing around.
I don't know. Anyway, Hellions getting picked off in the middle here. They were running away. They stopped for a moment just because they felt like taking a little more damage. And here come the Mutalisks. And there's a lot of defense there, though. So Jinro is not going to take any damage from those Mutas. They're going to have to turn back right now. And yeah, kind of just a stalemate here at the kind of at this point. Jinro was really well defended. Lucky is really well defended. So neither player can really put too much pressure on the other right now.
I like what Lucky is doing, though. He's controlling the middle of the map while he takes that third base. And Jinro, his third command center is finishing up here. He's going to want to take a third base, but it's going to be very difficult to do so while the Zerg player is this mobile on the map.
You know what? I don't think Jinro has a tech lab on a factory. I don't think he's making any tanks at all. He's just not doing that.
No, he's not. He's doing similar to what Boxer did yesterday.
What Boxer did yesterday. And it's a really micro-intensive style to try and play. Here comes some Stallions. Chased away by Lings. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, just to the right of those Baneling landmines. Could have obliterated Jinro's army. He does scan, checking for that kind of thing in the middle here. Whew,
ooh, these Mutas going to try to bait the Marines over again. This seems almost too obvious, though.
And you know what? And here he is. He's just attacking some of the Marines. He's just going after the rocks. He's not stepping under the bait.
Yeah, he knows.
He may suspect. I mean, this is actually something that, like, eventually, like in Brood War, Zergs would do stop lurkers.
Yeah.
And people started getting so good at like realizing what was going on, they would feel it. And they would realize, oh wait, he's trying to bait me in right now, and they wouldn't fall for it. Jinro's a very experienced player. Oh, catching some Mutalisks.
Also scanning and killing those Banelings. A nice little attack up by Jinro. Now, unfortunately for Lucky, he burrowed his Banelings at the gold base a little too close, so Jinro actually can't land his command center. Oh, yes he can.
Oh.
So he is going to notice that when he builds that turret, however, that there are Banelings there. It would have been funny, though, if he actually sent his SCVs over there. That has been known to happen. That's
a really clever idea, though, to burrow the Banelings preemptively at a base they haven't taken yet. Pop them out and kill the SCVs. Oh.
Or kill the SCVs.
Or just kill the Mutas, yeah. That works, too.
Oh.
Oh, Marines coming in there.
Oh, no! And Jinro had such a lead, too, before this occurred.
Oh, man. And that was just, you know, Jinro, like I said, he's really smart. He's really experienced. He can sense that kind of thing, but that was the most unlikely place for those Banelings to be burrowed.
Yeah, and wow, losing the planetary that was morphing as well. Jinro in a commanding lead at first, now falling behind. He is going to do a drop over here, to, of course, force the cancel.
He's going to drop one at this new base, and he's going to go to the main as well. The Mutas are a little bit out of position to stop this. He spots with an Overlord. The Mutas are not going back yet, though, so this drop is going to land in the main. There's a lot of spines, so I don't think it's going to do too much damage, but this double-pronged drop is really going to throw off Lucky, who's still fighting in the middle of the map.
Yeah, but with this beautiful position here, he's definitely going to, at the very least, make Lucky cancel this base, especially with these Hellions coming over to defend the drop. He's going to have to cancel that hatchery, so small victory for Jinro, but his drop in the main is deflected. +2 weapons for Mutas, almost done. +2 melee weapons getting closer to being done as well for Lucky. Whereas Jinro getting +1 armor. His +2 weapons, though, pretty close as well. So fairly even upgrades for these guys. He got a +1 Carapace a long time ago, actually.
Long time ago.
Yeah. And a galaxy far away on Belcher Beach.
Far away. Jinro was under an attack. Sorry. Oh, no. Oh, never mind. I thought those Banelings. Hard to tell underwater. It's actually just creep tumors. Don't worry. Oh, no. A full medevac goes down. That is horrible. Jinro already at a little bit of a supply deficit. Is now down about 20 supply.
Jinro being very careful with how many Marines he stims, how many he moves forward. He's very nervous about the possibility of Baneling landmines. There's so many
Zerglings.
Yeah.
Whoa, now without the Baneling support, the Hellions are just going to fry them really easily. But there are Banelings back there now, and he's morphing like a ton more.
Yeah, 17 Banelings in production right now. It's going to put him at a total of 26 Banelings.
That's
a lot.
Jinro's going to try and take that gold again. And here's the thing. He needs to either really secure that gold or take out one of Lucky's bases, because if Lucky gets 4 bases to 2, it's going to be over. And here's Lucky taking out some forces in the middle of the map again. Jinro does not have a ton of Marines. Okay, he's got some more Marines there, actually. So he's got enough to deal with those mutas.
Yeah, it was just a very nice attack by Lucky. He was able to find the Marines that they weren't with their friends. They were just kind of off there in their own little clique.
Yeah.
He found those. He took them out.
That's what you get for ignoring your friends, man.
Yeah, man. You can't be part of a clique.
Uh-oh.
Cliques aren't good.
Jinro's drop goes over to the top right base, and Lucky is not really doing too well at spotting these. Actually, he is reacting and sends some forces up a little bit later. He's going to get that drop off, and I think that drop is just doomed to failure. But going in the right side as well may take out the 4th base of Lucky while he's dealing with the drop. If he targets it down, he stims. Going for the hatchery, 500 hit points remaining, and... 200 hit points left on that hatchery.
Nice attack by Jinro at the same time. He damaged it. He killed a lot of Zerglings here. This is the scary part, though.
No.
This is looking really bad for Jinro. He doesn't have a lot of units. Losing these medevacs, the Zerglings just doing too much.
Oh, and Jinro's entire force gets surrounded and slaughtered.
Oh,
fighting on the planetaries. Oh no, Bailey's going, and he might just pop the planetary. He does. He's got so many Banes left over. It doesn't even matter. Jinro forced back, and there's the GG. Well played by FXO Lucky.
Yeah, really well played. I mean, Jinro actually had the game in his hands.
Yeah.
He made that one critical mistake walking over the Banelings at the gold base. And the game can turn just like that, man.
Yeah, that is the power of those. I mean, those Burrow Baneling landmines. They can just do so much, especially in that, just kind of like early mid-game when you're just gearing up your macro. Losing a chunk of Marines like that is
Show you talking to Lucky a little bit. Making sure that he's still in the right mindset. I had to adjust my...
Sorry about that. We're both looking down at the
death metal thing was getting too much for me. I was like, this is a little loud. I turned it down. I'm going to say I didn't like it. It was just really loud, man. Then we had an issue in the audio room with that. It was playing in my ears super loud. Maybe it was for you guys too. But anyway, that was a good game on Belcher Beach.
That was actually a good game. I was a little bit, I was a little worried that Jinro was going to not be able to put up even that level of play.
Yeah.
He didn't play badly.
He really impressed me, actually.
That was actually like he got unlucky and...
Well, see, here's the thing. Jinro did everything right, and taking that gold base is the smartest thing to do. That's your goal. And then 2 things happened at once. He lost all those Marines and the planetary. It wasn't just, he lost a lot of Marines. He lost all the Marines, and he couldn't defend the planetary because the planetary is very difficult to defend. It's like your goal. Everything builds up to, I have this gold base, I make it into a planetary, and then I can get aggressive around the map because I have the planetary, I have this secured 3rd economy, and it's a gold base. So he was... leading up to that, it's what you have to do pretty much on Belcher Beach and Terran versus Zerg. And then suddenly, he lost the planetary, lost that group of Marines, and then he couldn't control the game anymore.
I mean, think about what if Lucky's Mutalisks had been at the other side of the map for some reason, and Jinro had 10 more seconds. The turret finishes, the planetary finishes, Jinro has a gold against the 3-base Zerg.
Yeah.
And he probably wins from there. So...
Lucky,
little unfortunate.
He knew what to do, though. He was like, well,
that's true.
I'm going to control this situation in this way, and if you mess up, then I'm just going to
I'm not trying to take away from Lucky.
Yeah, Lucky. Both these guys played really well, and it looked weird because it looked like Jinro got outclassed, but it all kind of came down to him losing that planetary, and it was a very close game, very evenly matched game, I would say.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
He impressed me.
Me as well. And we're going to go into a second game pretty soon. This is, of course,
on dual site.
Just the first game of a best-of-3 series, so Jinro, of course, if he plays like that and maybe scans the gold base before he moves his SCVs over there.
Gotta be careful about that. Maybe make a Raven.
He might be able to take game 2 and bring it to a 3rd game. It is going to be on dual site. We're going to be starting momentarily. I am super stoked, man. So far, Korea is up 1-0. Can Sweden bring it back and start a little bit of winning action for the foreigners? We're going to find out here in just a moment.
In just a moment.
And maybe a few more moments.
No, the game started, guys. I'm sorry. All right, here we go.
Here we go.